Hi everyone, I'm here with Toschie from Audrey Horne.
Hi.
We are here in Vienna and you're playing tonight. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a really good tour so far, um, but of course, ups and downs when it comes to audience and stuff. So we played Italy yesterday, Milano, and that was the first time for we played there once about 7 or 8 years ago. So Vienna was no, sorry, Milano was very slow yesterday. Not too many people, and it was hot and lots of mosquitoes. I got bitten a lot, and so this is Vienna is like
It's
this
gonna
is
be
more
better.
yeah it's more my climate and everything. So I'm looking forward. And the last times we played here in Vienna several times at Sen. Is it called Sen? Sena, and also at what's the name of that club? Arena.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a cool place.
Yeah, it is. And this is the first time here at the Wiper Room, so
Alright.
I'm excited. Yes.
And what is important when it comes to your show? What elements or what makes it a good show for you?
Different things, but I think I think the most important thing is ourselves. It's because sometimes you do a show and the audience can say that wow, that was a good show, and the promoter can think it's a good show, and we can go off stage and was like, no, that wasn't good enough. uh, and that's not necessarily because we didn't play well, but it's just sometimes you sort of it's probably like being an actor. Sometimes you manage to go into character, and sometimes you don't. You don't.
So are you kind of a different person on stage?
Uh, in a way, I think I'm a very amplified version of myself. I don't go on stage and put on an act and try to be someone I'm not. I'm very much myself. We all are very much ourselves on stage, but it's sort of an amplified version of yourself. And of course it's sort of an ego trip because you're on stage and people are watching us and they are cheering us. So it's a self, it's a confidence boost in many ways. So of course when you are up there, you try to present the best parts of yourself. You don't have like the parts of me that I don't want people to see. I don't have to show that up there. But it's you have to sort of that's the first thing that we sort of managed to get into character, and then again being able to get into that uh, that zone or whatever. Uh, that depends on the audience, of course, because if you have a good crowd, then it's easy. Um, you can have a big crowd and still not feel that they are very much into what you're doing, and you can have a small crowd where it can be like 30 people and they're totally into what you're doing. So then it's easy. So I think, like I said, ourselves is very important, and and the audience, and also the stage, because some stages are like clumsy. They're small. Small can be cool too, but some are like the monitors and everything.
Like
Is sort of
tiny.
yeah, everything is in the way, and you sort of
Yeah.
have to look where you put your feet all the time, and that can
Okay.
sort of be a bit distracting.
Yeah.
So the stage is also an important thing uh, for what makes a good show, basically.
And the band itself, do you all get along very well?
I like to kill everyone in my band. No, we get along very well. We have we've been playing together for I don't know 12, 13 years now. And except for our bass player who joined us in 2009, I think he joined us. So he's been with us many years as well. And our sound engineer has been with us for at least 8 years now. So we're sort of a family that's been sticking together for a long time, and we sort of had a change in our career at one point because we came to a point where we were we had different opinions about things. We had different focus. We had different priorities, and we came to a point where after our third album, actually, we came to a point where we were realized that if we're going to continue this, then we have to change focus. So we decided, basically sat down and decided that everything we do from now on has to be based on joy, on really wanting to do this thing. So after that, we sort of, everything that was negative for us, we just took away. And so I think as a band, we are a lot tighter and a lot better friends, and we get along way better than we did 6 years ago. So in short, yeah, we get along very fine on tour. We do. You know, there's always like small things, but we basically just talk about it. You know, if there's something, like if someone is not doing their job on tour properly, then we just like, dude, get your grip together, and then okay, fine. So it's easier that way. If you just are able to talk to each other and are able to not just go around and say like he's not doing his job, you know, because then that doesn't. It's like a marriage, you know. You have to talk about things.
So you take it really serious, this whole thing. And I think you once said that other things in your life are coming too short, and music is the main thing. Something like that.
Yeah, it's always been a main thing for me, and but like I said, when we made this change, that everything had to be based on joy and lust, basically, for doing this. So then we also decided that, you know, like family and other stuff people want to do, we have to have room for that. So like if someone, so we turn down gigs where like festivals and stuff, because someone in the band says, I have this thing with my family and
Okay.
I want to do that. Then we're like, okay, then we'll not do the festival and you do that, and then we'll do some other festival. So, but music has always been like the driving force in all of our lives, I think. So there's a lot of things that we've forsaken in order to do this, but I think in order to be happy in a band, you also have to make room for other things in your life.
Yeah. And yeah, your album came out last year.
Yeah.
Pure Heavy. And are you already have a plan for your next album? Do you already know something about it?
Yeah, we started writing music. We have written a bunch of ideas, and some of those are gonna end up as good songs, and a lot of it is not. But that's the way it is when you have to write a bunch of stuff.
You are writing together?
Yeah. That's also part of the change that I seem to talk a lot about right now. But because earlier, Isdale and Thomas, the guitar players, they were sitting in their separate homes and writing music, and then they would call me and say, hey, I've written a song, could you come down and try to make melody lines and write some lyrics? And I would do that, and then we would sort of make the songs, like me and Isdale one place, me and Thomas at one place, and then when we recorded them, we did it layer by layer, like you normally do. You know, you start with the drums, then you add the bass, and blah 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 blah. And but at one point, when we decided that we needed a change, we also decided that we should write everything together, and we should record it together live, and all of these things. So once we did that, it became a lot more fun to make records. So we've written a bunch of ideas. Some will end up as songs, and some will be thrown away. But what we haven't figured out is where we're going to do it, because the last two albums we did in our hometown with local producers that we know and have known for many, many years. like both the producer and the guy who mixed it and the engineer. All of those are people in our sort of music community in our hometown. But this time we're gonna probably go somewhere else and work with someone else just to get a different viewing on the whole thing. Because if we just keep doing like five guys writing music, working in the same studio with the same producer, it's gonna be pretty much the same thing all over and over again. And I think that both the Youngblood and Pure Heavy sort of has the same. They sort of belong together because they were written within and recorded within a short period of time with the same people. So this time we're gonna go somewhere else and because it's gonna be
it's gonna be a lot more different.
yeah, but at the same time, we write the music and we record the music, so it's gonna be an Audrey Horne album,
Yeah.
for sure. But it would be nice to have to evolve, because as a band you need to evolve all the time. You don't have to change radically, but you have to evolve in one way or another.
And on tour, can you think of some funny moments what happened on this tour, for example?
Well, this tour has been very lot less crazy than previous tours. I don't know why, but it's been a very good tour, and you know we're on this bus with Dead City Ruins from Australia and Dead Lord from Sweden, and we all get along really, really well. So I don't know, funny moments. I think most of the funny moments are more like internal jokes that are not funny to everyone else. But we had to cancel one show because our trailer broke down, and apparently the part that they needed to fix it was not that easy to get. So, and we were in Bilbao in Spain when that happened. So we were taken to a garage in the middle of nowhere where there was like a small diner or something, and we didn't know if it was going to take an hour to fix it or many hours, and it ended up taking the entire day. So it was night before it was fixed. And then we didn't manage. There was no way we could get to Madrid where we were playing the next day, so we had to cancel that show. And that's the first time it has ever happened to us. You know, we canceled shows because of illness earlier, many years ago, but we never canceled the show because we wasn't able to get to the show. So that was a bummer. That was
that sucks.
Yeah, and you know, on tour we don't have many days off because you need a day off every now and then to catch your breath, basically, because it's a lot of it's touring is fun, but it's also a lot of hard work because you know you do full-on energy shows every night, and you have sound checks and you have load in and load out and all of that, and then you have a whole lot of waiting, which also is exhausting because it's boring. But the days off are, you always go like, yeah, we're gonna have a day off in a week, that'll be nice. But then you have the day off and you're just like, we should be playing tonight. We should be playing tonight. So, and when you have a day off in the middle of nowhere in a garage, which is not meant to be a day off, then it's that really sucked for everyone in the band. Yeah.
And do you anything special for your voice too when you're on tour?
Tricks to keep my voice.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have the strongest. Like some people, you know, sometimes I meet singers who can, you know, they can chain smoke and drink every night, and go to parties and scream all night, and they go on stage and their voice works fine. Mine doesn't work like that. I have to. My voice gets tired on tour. On this tour, a bunch of us got sick because on a bus like that, if one person gets sick, then a lot of people get sick. So, with my voice, I warm up properly, and that's basically the most important thing. That's the, because I can wake up and my voice can be totally fucked, but if I get the time to warm up properly, then it works again.
Do you smoke?
No, I don't smoke. I used to smoke,
Yeah.
but it wasn't very good for my voice. So
Yeah.
I gave that up many years ago. But it's now that's my trick. You know, it's because there's a lot of singers out there who like run around and look for herbs, and they have to drink this and take those tablets. But in the end, I don't know. I don't think it works very well. I think it's a more
Mind thing.
yeah, it's a mind thing, you know. But if that helps them, then of course go ahead, do it. I drink a cup of tea just to get my voice warm. But warming up, like vocal lessons, that's the most important thing. And I do that every night before every show. I do it thoroughly, and you know, if my voice is a bit like now today, it's a bit tired, then I have to warm up a bit more, and then, you know, sometimes your voice is like on top even from when you wake up, basically, and then I don't have to warm that much up, but I still have to warm up. That's what keeps my voice going. It's like a muscle, you know. It is a muscle. So it's like running. If you don't warm up, you wouldn't run as good as if you warmed up properly.
Definitely. So, and could you tell us about your plans for this band? Tour plans or?
For the future, well, what we're doing now is that we've done 2 European tours on this on the Pure Heavy album, and I think we did 3 on Youngblood. So when we're done with this tour, we're gonna go home, and then we're gonna be out of a guitar player for a while, because Aista plays in Enslaved as well, and they are touring in England, and then they're touring in Norway, and then they're going to America. So he'll more or less be away for the rest of the year. So we're doing some shows in our home country, and when he's home, we have a big show in our hometown in November. But apart from that, the rest of us are gonna hang out at home and write music and do some. We'll start thinking about studio and producers and stuff like that, and then when Aista gets home, we'll continue to write music, and we're gonna start recording a new album. And as tour-wise, before we do a new album, hopefully next year we would love to do a support tour, because we've been doing our own tours for the last 3 or 4 tours now. Has been like our own show, our own tours. Yeah. So we would love to do to support a bigger band, because that's a good way to get a new audience. Because like take.
What band would that be?
I don't know, but you know, size-wise, it would be nice to support bands like, I don't know, you know, not like Metallica or AC/DC or anything. That would also be nice, but that's not gonna happen. But it would be nice to tour with a band like, I don't know, like Slash, that size, you know, when he goes with his own band, and you know, any good band really that has a bigger audience than we do ourselves, because that's sort of the point of. I think maybe we'll do one more tour for our next album, but I think mainly we're gonna focus on writing music, and then, like I said, Aista has commitments to Enslaved, and then some of us have some personal commitments that they have to fulfill, and so that's our main focus right now, is to write music, basically.
So thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
And have a great show.
Thank you. Are you going to be there?